Hey guys, just a reminder, if you want to gain access to cool emojis like these, click join next to my profile picture. Also, if you'd like to get in touch with me about real estate in New Jersey or New York State, or have any general questions, my contact information is in the description. Cheers.
Hello, my cartoon fanatics and superhero legends. Hit the like button. This is something I take very seriously, so let's get started with Spider-Man 1. What are your thoughts?
Spider-Man 1 was groundbreaking. It set the tone for modern superhero movies. If this is your favorite Spider-Man movie, type 1 in the comments.
This movie has been lauded for its significance in shaping the superhero film genre, and I can't go anything other than S tier.
The special effects were good for its time too. Still holds up to this day.
It had a great balance of action, character development, and humor. Not gonna lie, this is the one thing we can all agree on. This movie and this weeby superhero novella go straight into S tier. Fuck J.K. Rowling.
Spider-Man 1 gets an S tier, a solid foundation for the Spider-Man series. Although the Green Goblin looked way too poor. Next, Spider-Man 2. Your views?
Spider-Man 2 built on the first movie's success brilliantly. I never for a second had to scratch my head in contemplation.
I definitely don't believe that, you old fuck. Every video of you I see is just you scratching your head everywhere, usually running away from all of your responsibilities.
The villain, Dr. Octopus, was well developed and memorable. Just the name too is pretty epic. But Joe, the plot really trailed off at multiple points in the movie. This is the one thing you don't scratch your head about. Do you still wear Spider-Man underwear?
You betcha.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
The storyline was deeper, exploring Peter Parker's struggles more.
I never understood why people say that. Like, do you remember Peter's struggles in the first movie? He cried so hard he shit himself.
Spider-Man 2 scores an A tier. The theme of power as a curse and superheroism as a stoic moral obligation shows a level of sophistication and relevancy during current times. Your opinions on Spider-Man 3?
They really started to fuck with Peter in this one, ruined his entire foundation and identity. That was so brilliantly delivered in the first two movies. I love Venom though, so I'd go C tier.
The introduction of Venom was a highlight for sure, and the visual effects were great. But that's the only thing I liked about it. Trash tier.
It hurts my soul to hear you say such bad things about Spider-Man, Donald.
Wah, wah, get over it, George, you big baby.
Shut the fuck up, Joe, you old fart.
There were too many storylines, which made it less cohesive.
Special effects were top-notch though. Just an overstuffed plot line.
Spider-Man 3 was a bit of a fuck-up in my opinion. Nothing about the Venom character appealed to me. Nothing about the storyline appealed to me, but the visual effects were pretty cool. I hate sacrificing creativity for fancy bullshit, though, and so I'm going to have to throw this into D tier. How about The Amazing Spider-Man?
Let's be real, this is where you start to see the quality of Spider-Man movies go downhill. One thing that was really great to see, though, was Peter Parker's intelligent, nerdy side came back. That's the Peter we all know and love.
Almost teared up for a second, Trump.
Fuck you, Biden!
There were no interesting villains. Really, no new concepts, ideas. This movie was too emotional. I hated every second of it.
The focus on Peter's backstory was interesting.
It didn't quite capture the magic of the original series, I'll agree with you.
The Amazing Spider-Man gets a trash tier, guys. We all know this wasn't their best work. We all have bad days. Now let's discuss The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
This sequel tried to do too much and felt disjointed.
You would know what that feels like, wouldn't you, Joe?
Quiet Obama, he has a point. I wasn't too fond of the love scenes and the intimate tone of this one.
Garfield had a different vibe. Not better, not worse, just different. It really put things into perspective and how Spider-Man can never be beaten.
It had potential, but ultimately fell short of expectations.
Quiet, Joe. What the fuck do you mean?
Just what he said, you oversized toddler, this movie sucks.
It wasn't that bad. It had such repetitive action scenes, though.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2 scores a D tier. I can't bear to put this one lower than that. Next, we have Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse was a game changer with its unique animation style.
The chat bubbles were pretty cool and made it seem more interactive. I liked it. I would maybe go S tier.
Really. That shit just confused me and made me sleepy.
Not surprised. The story was innovative, but now I just see the multiverse as a very real thing, and it scares the shit out of me. Mreso, because Joe is the president, and I can't do anything about it.
It feels so good to hear you say that.
Humor, action, and emotional depth were perfectly balanced. I'd give it an S tier.
Spider-Man, Into the Spider-Verse gets an S tier from me. It had the action that the older films had, but with new age concepts. What about Spider-Man? Homecoming.
Such a dumb name for a Spider-Man movie.
Tom Holland's portrayal of a younger Peter Parker was spot on.
The villain, Vulture, was well written and acted. Plus, Peter Parker being extra nerdy resonated so well with me.
It captured the essence of Spider-Man as a friendly neighborhood superhero. The nerdiness and the great Cody-like graphics made the film, in my opinion.
Spider-Man. Homecoming earns an A tier, but a high one. Your thoughts on Spider-Man Strikes Back?
This was the OG Spider-Man, guys, and it was so much different. Hilariousness, low-budget humor, and light-hearted action. Kapow, Biden blast.
Joe should have been in that movie. He's so underwhelmingly low budget and has such a crazy delivery that it makes sense. S tier for the film, though, although it was a different time.
The storytelling and effects are from a different era of superhero media, one where human decency still existed. Spider-Man was just a guy, not some wildly powerful, superhuman hybrid.
It's more of a nostalgic piece than a standout Spider-Man movie, though. I go B tier.
Spider-Man Strikes Back scores an S tier. Joe, fuck you. Its one-liners and action-packed dialogue is the same genius that drives the growth of our AI president videos. Lastly, Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse. Your views?
This shit was creepy as hell, albeit a great movie with tons of visual eye candy.
Where did you see cross-dressers in this Spider-Man movie, Obama?
Boom, roasted. It was just a sequel, so nothing too creative. I want to go trash tier. I didn't care enough to go see this one, honestly, George.
My brain went sleepy time watching this one.
True, it was really all just about pushing the metaverse, which Zuck the Cook has botched fabulously.
Spider-Man. Across the Spider-Verse gets a trash tier. I agree with you, boys. Too much politicking and not enough realism. Thanks for watching, folks.